Hi my friends, welcome back. I'm George Pierce and I do want to thank you for watching. I appreciate it. This video is about a trend that is taking over as far as SEO. It's called voice search, and it's something that you and I cannot ignore. If you're a YouTuber, an online marketer, a small business, this video is for you. What we're going to get into is how voice search is actually going to impact your channel, impact your website. And unfortunately, if you ignore it, it's going to impact it in a negative way. So stick with me. There's a lot of good stuff in store. What we're about to cover is not technical. This is something that anybody can understand and anybody can do. And as I'm sure you probably know, voice search, what is voice search? It's simply searching with your voice instead of with using a search box. Instead of typing in your search, you're actually talking to Alexa or Google or Siri or whatever, and your search is going to be in the form of a question or a command. We're going to get into how this is affecting SEO and how it's affecting your choice of keywords. The good news is that this is real easy to adapt to, and that's what you're going to discover in just a moment. Voice search is not brand new, but it is relatively new. In fact, I was surprised. I recently watched a video by Aneta Skopje. Aneta, I apologize if I'm ruining your name. I'll leave a link to her channel. She is a marketing professional, and she's the one that kind of opened my eyes to voice search. And with a little bit of research, I realized, wow, this really is kind of taking over the internet. By 2022, it's estimated or expected that a $40 billion, that's with a B, billion, $40 billion of retail is going to be done using voice search. Already about 50% of adults in the US are using voice search at least once a day, and about 55 to 65% of teenagers are using voice search. And this is growing at about almost 10%, about 9.7% per year. This is growing. So already half of our audience is using voice search, and the other half is soon to follow. So the bottom line is that we simply need to get on board, and we need to get on board right now. So what we're going to get into is how is voice search different, and how can we take advantage of that difference? You might think that voice search is similar to regular search, or using a search box, typing in the search. It is not. It is different. And the reason why it's different is essentially because we're talking. When we type something into the search box, it tends to be in what I call shorthand almost, but we kind of put it in a shorter version. When we ask Alexa to find something or do something or whatever as far as a search goes, we're typically talking in a conversational manner. It's typically a whole sentence or nearly a whole sentence. When we're typing it in, it's pretty short. It's usually a little shorter, a little more concise. We're going to use less words. But when you compare the two, the voice search is more or less conversational. The search box type of search, the type-in search, is more or less, it's abbreviated. It's kind of like in shorthand. It's almost robotic. The voice search is going to be in more like a sentence, typically a whole sentence or pretty close. The search box is going to be what I call search shorthand, and the bottom line is we're going to use more words with a voice search, less words with a regular search. Now in SEO terms, what that simply means is we're going to be using what are called long tail keywords. We're going to use it. Voice search is going to include more long tail keywords. Don't let that throw you, don't let that bother you. That simply means that we're going to have a few more words in our keyword phrases. The simple thing that I want you to take away from this is that in order to think in terms of voice search, think in terms of sentences. And what we want to do is kind of match our keywords to what our viewer or what our visitor would be saying to Alexa if they are searching for our content. This is where it starts to get good, because what we're going to be covering next is some real examples, some real life examples. You can see how this works and how it can work in any niche. The examples that I'm going to be sharing with you are done with a keyword research tool, which is free from TubeBuddy. If you don't have TubeBuddy already, you'll find a link below to my ultimate list of resources, and in that list you will find a link to TubeBuddy along with a whole lot of other resources. It is free, and what I like about TubeBuddy and what I think you'll like about TubeBuddy, or what I love about TubeBuddy, is that it pretty much does all the work, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's going to give us what's called an overall score, and so it does all the heavy lifting. It compares the search to the competition as well as our choice of keywords. So let's say that we wanted to find this video. If we wanted to know something about voice search, what we would possibly type into our search box might be voice search. And voice search gets an 11 as far as a total score, which is a pretty bad score. But if we were going to ask Alexa, then we're much more likely to say Alexa, and then we're going to make a statement. We're going to tell or ask Alexa what we're looking for. In this case, Alexa, I want to learn more about voice search. And TubeBuddy tells us that that is going to give us an actual 100. We've gone from 11 to 100. We're actually improving our SEO by 900%, and all we've done is start to think in terms of sentences and what would our visitors actually say. Let me give you just a few more brief examples. In cooking, let's say, let's say we're looking for a fast chicken recipe for dinner. We want a fast recipe for dinner. We'd like to have some chicken. Put in fast chicken recipe for dinner, we get a 46. Not a bad score. But if we were talking to Alexa, Alexa, what are some fast chicken recipes for dinner? 100. Alexa, I'm looking for some fast chicken recipes for dinner. 100. Weight loss. Recent diets. Maybe we're looking for what are the most recent diets. We might put in recent diets. We're going to get a 62. Alexa, give me a list of the most recent diets. Bam, I got 100. Newest diets. What are some of the newest diets? What are the newest diets? I got an 18 for newest diets. Which diets are the newest diets? I got a 99. Music. I'm looking for some original songs. Original songs, 11. Siri, I'm looking for original songs, 99. I get 9 times better. Gaming, Fortnite videos. I want to watch some videos about Fortnite. I get it. Fortnite videos, that scores pretty well. For gaming, that's a pretty tough niche. And that gets a 61. We can do the impossible even in the gaming by simply putting it in the form of a question. What are the most watched Fortnite videos? 100. I want to get a little bit into local searches because this is so beneficial to small businesses especially. I'm going to use an auto repair shop as an example, an auto repair shop's 23. By adding near me, by adding in my area, by adding nearest, you're going to boost that score immensely. Tell me how to get to the nearest auto repair shop, 100. And this is over and above the video, but if you're a small business, don't forget about geotagging, don't forget about local information, and if you're not on Google My Business, get on Google My Business. The easiest way to make this work, the easiest way to come up with some extraordinary results is to just think in terms of longer keyword phrases. Think in terms of sentences or near sentences as to what would you or your viewer be saying to Alexa, to Siri, to Google in order to find your content. There's a little bit more that's involved. You want to be sure to include these killer keywords that are scoring. These keyword phrases are scoring 100. These are absolute sensational keyword phrases. You want to make sure that you include them in your tags, of course, but you also want to include them in your description, and you also want to make sure you include them in your video, and you want to include them in your title. Well, make this small change, and you're going to benefit from YouTube search, you're going to benefit from suggested video, you're going to benefit from video rank. All the things that you want are going to happen, and they're actually going to happen automatically because it is simple strategy. So give your channel a big advantage and start thinking in terms of voice search. If you found some value in this video, and I hope you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done that already, I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Ring the bell and that way you're not going to miss any of these videos. I do want to thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Allow me to wish you much success.